Excellent. Well, hello, fine people here and online. My name is Kira. I lead our financial access engineering team here at Plaid. And I am here today with Bill from Green Dot, and we're going to be talking a little bit about how Green Dot has used Plaid to connect their users with their data via API. And fun fact, when I started at Plaid 4 years ago, I actually built our Green Dot integration, and I went and I opened up a Green Dot account in order to test it. Like Zach was saying in the main stage, how he had hundreds of bank accounts. Yeah, a lot of us in the early days did that.
So you're a customer.
I am a customer. So
Thank you.
This is coming like full circle 4 years later. I'm really excited to be here and talk about unlocking open finance.
Yeah.
So Plaid, as of the beginning of this year, is now an API first company. We have majority API traffic, and partnering with institutions like Green Dot has helped us achieve that. And you guys recently launched your Plaid Exchange integration.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to chat a little bit about that experience and how you have used that to further your mission, because our missions are very similar in sort of making sure that everybody is more empowered to make better financial decisions using their data. So I will let you give a little introduction, and then we'll dive into it.
Well, thank you. It's actually great to be here in person. I mean, here we are. So I'm Bill Coates, and I'm a VP and head of banking products at Green Dot. And we really work on all the web and mobile interfaces across all of our programs to help our customers engage with their bank accounts. So great to be here.
Awesome. Well, just so that everybody knows a little bit more about Green Dot, let's go a little bit deeper on who your typical customers are, what your mission is. Just give us the overview there.
Yeah, so Green Dot we're really positioned to serve the underbanked in the United States. So there are a whole population of people who have traditionally been underserved in the financial arena. And so our mission really is about that underbanked population, and there's kind of three main things that support that. One is that we're a chartered bank holding company, so we actually issue our own bank accounts, Green Dot Bank. The second thing is the platform. So we both sell directly to the consumer. So with Go2Bank, that's kind of our flagship product that we have. And we also connect via our platform to partners, some of the world's largest partners, so Apple, Amazon, Intuit, Walmart, and provide different types of financial services for those partners. And then the third thing is we have a huge retail network. So when you're a Green Dot customer or one of our partners' customers, you can go to over 90,000 retail stores nationwide and go and conduct a banking type transaction there. So it's kind of like, think of that, like the retail outlet is kind of like our bank branch. You know, it's a different way to think about it.
Yeah, so. It's really unique. And when I went and opened up my Green Dot account, I think I went to Walgreens to put money on my Green Dot card.
Right,
so,
right. But if you think about it, it's like, you know, I'm going to the store anyway. I'm getting whatever I need, you know, for my family or for myself, and you can also conduct a banking transaction there. So makes it very
super
convenient.
Cool. Yep. I think that really extends the accessibility of financial services to people, and I think that's something that both of our companies share in terms of our mission, is that financial inclusivity.
Absolutely.
So what are the different products that Green Dot offers? You mentioned like Go2Bank, and how have you continued to expand your product offerings over the years?
Yeah. So I think, I would highlight Go2Bank. So it's kind of our flagship digital banking product. And really that product is designed to help people along their financial journey. So wherever you may be, it could be across the spectrum. You could be low to moderate income or in a different range, but the end of the day, everyone needs, help with that journey, right? To get to where you need to be. So for this product offering, which I'm obsessed about and I love, we launched it in early 2021, and we've had great traction in the marketplace, but really the focus is financial health. So some of the key features is overdraft protection. So you can get up to $200 in overdraft protection. We have a high yield savings account. So if you need to save for an unexpected expense or a vacation or whatever you need, you can put it into a little savings vault. You can have up to 5 different savings vaults, and they'll each earn that high yield interest. We've also got a secured credit card. And what's cool about that is once you establish your go-to banking checking account, you can apply seamlessly for that secured credit card right within the app. And as you use that credit card, you are also building your credit, because we report out to the bureaus when you conduct transactions with a credit card. So love the product. Our customers love it, and we're really happy with it.
Yeah, so when I think about traditional financial institutions and the way that they were growing up, I don't think of them as being hubs of innovation. Like, how does Green Dot think about product innovation?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, so for us, innovation really starts with our customers. So we are, obsessed about listening to our customers, and we practice several different ways of interacting with our customers to get their feedback, but primarily I would call it design thinking, right? Which is a way to be empathetic to your customers. It's an iterative process it's a conversational process of presenting concepts, ideas with them, and getting feedback, right? But the idea is that you really put yourself in their shoes and listen to, what are the problems they have? What are the needs they have? And react to that. So that kind of, I think that process keeps our focus sharp,
So why is it important for Green Dot users to have data access in that case?
Yeah, I mean the whole open finance, era, I feel like we're in is really, customers are looking to solve their financial problems. And really, I think kind of at the heart of it is they are able to own their financial information, and they can take that where they need to go, right? So I think empowering our customers to be able to have an affordable bank account, that can be seamless in their life, and it's also accessible. It brings financial tools and things to them, and having their financial data available and be able to use that in other apps really kind of completes the picture for them. So
why do you think it's important for Green Dot to be part of that open finance movement right now? Like, why is it relevant right now?
Well, I think, I think it's kind of what we've been talking about, which is really a sense of ownership, right? So if you think about our audience, our customer base, so many of them are financially challenged, right? There's 100 million people in the United States that live paycheck to paycheck, and what they need is easy solutions. They need the ability to build credit. They need the ability to get their pay on time or early. And what this allows is people to be able to take their financial information and plug it into another app that they're already using, and it just makes the process easier for them. So.
Yeah, as being on the ground for me on at Plaid. Hi. Can you tell this isn't scripted? I'm just like winging it. over the past 2 years, especially with the pandemic, we've seen a lot of acceleration in the movement towards APIs. And
Yeah.
it's been really exciting for me to see Plaid be part of that. And launching Plaid Exchange in 2020 and now Core Exchange this year, today.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill. I know you've been working really hard on that. It's exciting to me that we get to be partners in this open finance movement, and that you got to launch recently with
Yeah.
Plaid Exchange to help facilitate that. So, can you share from your side
Yeah.
what the journey has been like and why you selected Plaid to help you provide that data access?
Sure. So we initially started with Plaid Link, right? Just being able to connect your account to do an ACH transfer. So, one of the things with our customer population is they need to get the money on their account as soon as possible, and they need to be able to get the money off of their account as soon as possible, right? It's a day-to-day, sometimes challenge that they need to meet, and to be able to do that seamlessly and quickly is kind of what initially drew us to Plaid, right? And that's kind of how the whole journey started, was with that initial use case. It's pretty straightforward, but and then from there, opening up to the Plaid Exchange, that really kind of took a life of its own, being able to, leverage the new set of APIs and to open up kind of a new world beyond just that simple use case. So.
Yeah, I mean, for Plaid, the security, consumer privacy, and trying to create a really good experience to make sure that we have high conversion, people can connect their accounts, that's all core to what we do. And that is part of what the vision was for Plaid Exchange and Core Exchange, to try and make sure that experience is good on all sides. Easier for the financial institutions, better for the consumer, and easier for my team as well. So, we're all winners here. How has your experience been working with Plaid to implement the new data connectivity solutions?
Yeah, so we've been live for a few months now, and we have had over 1 million links occur with Plaid Exchange. So we've seen some pretty good traction. What our customers are doing is they're using Plaid Exchange. Like they're not. It's seamless to them, right? This is a process that is pretty transparent to them. But what they're doing is you can kind of see they're stitching together their financial lifestyle, right, in a really easy way, and it's really we're learning a lot about what our customers are doing. They're doing P2P transfers, they're building their credit, they're applying for loans. They are on this journey to a healthier financial lifestyle, and we see that in a number of different ways by the apps that they're connecting to. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that there's now over 6,000 other financial apps that they can connect to. So, making that accessible to over 1 million people, and doing so securely and easily with Plaid Exchange. Hi, I do cell chats. We're hiring. That's a really great story. I'd actually love to hear any real world stories. When you and I were talking earlier, you were very clear on the fact that Green Dot, it's about the people, the human experience. So I would love to hear some real world stories of how the combination of innovation and access to data has actually impacted your customers.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what our customers, they've been traditionally, this underbanked population. There's unbanked and underbanked. Underbanked is, it's a challenge. Our customers tend to live paycheck to paycheck, and they have to go to things like a payday loan, or they have to go to a check casher. And these are things that have high fees. You could call it sort of a predatory, type of environment to where they kind of have to dip in and out from having a traditional bank account to having to rely on these types of services. And so what they're able to do with GoToBank and with the Plaid Exchange integration is basically pull that all together in an affordable ecosystem, where they can have a low or no monthly fee if you get direct deposit, no monthly fee. Checking account that's FDIC insured and has savings account and all those other things that we talked about, but also be able to integrate into other apps and things that they can use to get like a small dollar loan, or to help build their credit, or to move money to a family member. So we're starting to see this whole thing shape up, and it's really it's amazing to hear our customers talk about how this is helping their everyday life.
Yeah. There's some of the stories that you told on our call earlier were just absolutely fascinating to me. Looking ahead, what new open banking features is your team tackling now?
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't want to use a sports analogy, but like we can see where the hockey puck is going, right? It's really about accessibility, so making financial services accessible to a population that hasn't had that, in the past, but also this sense of, ownership, where like I own my financial data and my information, and if I want to connect that app through GoToBank, I can do that. So I think, from our perspective, it's still a bit early. We just launched a few months ago, so, but where we can see this going is to kind of double down in that area, so.
For some reason, the way you said that to me made me feel like we're on a second date. You're just like, it's a little early, but it's looking promising.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just couldn't. So for other innovators in the audience, building and scaling new products, what are 2 pieces of advice that you would share?
2? I have to give 2?
Oh, well, I mean, we've got 12 minutes, so you can share them too. I know.
I might just stick with one because I think it's the most important. And that, honestly, I mean, is just to stay focused on what your customers are telling you. Because, as being in financial technology, we're surrounded with, it's a constantly evolving, ecosystem of new technologies and new, potentially new partnerships and things like that with, and evolving, partnerships, where, we want to make sure that we're still solving for our customers' needs and it makes sense to them, So again, just back on the whole, design thinking, that's what I would encourage, people in, is just to remain super focused on what your customers need. Because they'll tell you, and it can be quite humbling, if you think you have a really cool new feature or product and you roll that thing out there or present it to them, and they will tell you for sure if that's going to be good, for them, or if it's not going to work. But you need that feedback, so.
Yeah. I think from my experience working with other financial institutions at Plaid, the most successful partnerships for us are the institutions who care about what their customers think.
Yeah.
Because all too often, I feel like we see some institutions who are a little territorial, that are a little bit like, oh, well, I want to make sure that we retain as much information as possible so that we have all the control. But I think that the approach Green Dot has taken is quite different and actually helps deliver on the mission that we share, instead of like, how can we control every element of it, to how can we listen to what they have to say and actually provide the services and partner with other financial services to do that. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, and we're evolving too as a digital bank, a bank holding company. We are also moving as our customers are moving. So we're looking at changes and looking at ways to innovate always. So we don't want to stay still. So.
Yeah. Well, considering from my very first Green Dot integration that I was working on 4 years ago to all of the different products that you offer now, I can definitely see how that has evolved over time. We have 9 minutes left, and we talked through all the things we said we were going to talk through. So we can either just riff. Much to the comms team is just like, oh my God, please don't.
Don't do that.
or we can end early, but I don't know what you want to do. Do you have thoughts? I'm down for live questions if you want to try that. Okay, we'll do a live question. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can repeat it.
So I have a rather newbie question. Can you hear me? A couple of questions actually that come to my mind. One is that I think you were mentioning before that the user should be able to keep their information with them and move that data across applications. So what do you guys do right now from Green Dot points of view or from Plaid's point of view to actually have the customer or the user have the ownership of their data and be able to move that data across applications?
Yeah, so just in case people didn't pick it up, the question was, what does Green Dot and Plaid do to empower the ownership of that data and make sure that they can move their data across applications, right? So from a Plaid perspective, that's kind of the core of our business, right? It's like being able to connect people with their data, and with the launch of things like Plaid Portal, they're able to go and see how their data is being shared, how we're doing account scoping, changes there, allows people to have more visibility and control over how their data is being shared through Plaid. And Plaid Exchange was actually one of our first forays into trying to improve that with partnering more closely with banks. So Plaid Exchange and Core Exchange make it much easier from a technical perspective for us to be able to provide that privacy, that visibility, that control by partnering directly with the banks and then passing along that transparency to consumers so that they have all of the access and control in one place. So we have other integrations with other institutions that they actually put the Plaid API and use it to power their own privacy portals within your bank account. And so that makes it really easy for everybody to go and toggle and have a consistent view of the world, and they feel confident that they know how their data is being shared and where it's being shared. And so from a Plaid perspective, we've tried to evolve the technology and the APIs in order to facilitate that and make sure that it's consistent from an application point of view, a financial institution point of view, and in the Plaid portal. I don't know about for you.
No, I think that's good. I mean, I was going to sort of highlight the customer perspective, which is, when you're setting up a checking account, one of our primary goals is we need to know the customer, right? And there's a trust, there, and so the data is a huge part of that, right? To be able to rely on a secure, infrastructure to be able to store that data. But once you know the customer and you start that banking relationship, there's lots of options in terms of expanding your relationship with that customer, which is kind of at the core. From your side, it's a secure data model infrastructure, but from our side, we see it as a secure customer relationship. So.
Yeah. We are at a good time now if we want to wrap up, and then if anyone else has any other questions, they will be hanging out over here after the session. That just gives us a little bit of time before the next session starts. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for keeping me honest, Molly. Okay, so if you want more information about Plaid's data connectivity solutions, we have another presentation going today. We're going to talk about Core Exchange. I'm very excited about that. My team has been working relentlessly on it. So we have that. Plaid Exchange was our first solution, and Green Dot has been an amazing partner through that. We have some information up here if you want to like double click on things. You can go to check out GoToBank and Green Dot on their websites. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Bill and I will hang out after. Bill, thanks so much for hanging
Thank
out.
you. Yeah,
For just being a
awesome.
cool dude. Like,
Yeah.
It's been enjoyable.
Thank you as well. Thanks, everyone.